Most beginner developers learn everything from tutorials, Stack Overflow, and whatever Google shows them first. But there are websites built specifically to fix the problems beginners run into every single day. Here are some of the best ones. DevDocs puts the documentation for hundreds of languages, frameworks, and libraries into one single website, instead of opening a new tab for MDN, then another for Python docs, then another for a framework's docs. You search once and everything shows up in the same place. It also works offline, so you're not stuck if your internet drops mid-project. This is especially useful for beginners who are learning 2 or 3 technologies at once and keep losing track of which tab has what. For example, you could search array.map and instantly get the JavaScript reference, while having Python's list methods just a toggle away. Beginners copy terminal commands from tutorials all the time without knowing what each part actually does. Explain Shell fixes that. You paste in any shell or bash command, and it breaks the command into pieces, color-coding each part with a plain English explanation underneath. regexr.com. Regular expressions scare a lot of beginners, mostly because nobody explains what's happening. You just see a wall of symbols. Regexr lets you write a regex pattern and see it match live against real text, with each part of the pattern explained as you build it. There's also a cheat sheet built right into the page, so you're not switching tabs to look things up. Understanding regex is one thing. Understanding Git is a completely different kind of confusing. Most beginners use Git by memorizing commands, without really knowing what's happening to their project underneath. Learn Git branching turns Git into a visual, interactive sandbox. You type real Git commands, and it shows you the branches, commits, and merges as an actual moving diagram, with no risk to a real project. You could try a rebase here, for instance, and actually watch how it rewrites commit history, instead of just hoping it worked. Visualgo visualizes algorithms and data structures step by step, sorting algorithms, trees, graphs, linked lists, all animated instead of just described in text. It was built by the National University of Singapore for teaching computer science, and it's still one of the clearest ways to actually see what's happening inside an algorithm, rather than just reading pseudocode. You could pick something like Dijkstra's algorithm and literally watch it work its way through a graph, node by node. This next one solves a problem almost every developer has faced, but rarely has a good tool for. JSONcrack.com. Reading large JSON or YAML files is annoying. It's just brackets, nested inside more brackets. JSONcrack takes that same data and turns it into an interactive visual graph, where each key and value is a connected node you can click through. If you paste in a big API response, instead of scrolling through hundreds of lines, you can see the whole structure laid out visually and click into the exact part you need. Transform.tools. This one saves a surprising amount of time. You paste in code in one format, and it instantly converts it into another. JSON into a TypeScript interface, CSS into a JavaScript object, HTML into JSX, and quite a few other combinations. It's the kind of tool most developers wish they'd found years earlier. For example, paste in a JSON API response and get a ready-made TypeScript interface out the other side, instead of typing it out by hand. Excalidraw is a free online whiteboard for sketching diagrams that look intentionally hand-drawn. It's commonly used for system design sketches, flowcharts, and explaining how something works to someone else. No account is needed, and multiple people can draw on the same board at once. It's especially handy before a technical interview or a team meeting, when you just need to sketch out how a system connects together in 2 minutes. Hopscotch.io. If you've ever found Postman a bit heavy just to test a simple API request, Hopscotch is a lighter, open-source alternative that runs entirely in your browser. It loads fast, doesn't need installation, and covers most of what beginners actually need when testing API request. You could send a GET request to a public API and see the response in seconds, without waiting for a desktop app to open. Carbon turns a plain code snippet into a clean, styled image, complete with syntax highlighting and a choice of background themes. It's mainly used for sharing code on social media, in presentations, or in blog posts, where a screenshot of a code editor usually looks messy in comparison. Paste in a function, pick a theme, and you've got a polished image ready to post, instead of a plain screenshot from your editor.